40 years we've had a contract, 40 plus years we've had a contract that have had things like personal leave, bereavement leave, family illness leave in it. That contract, in its initial proposal, the district proposed to remove all of those items from that contract and put them into some kind of benefit summary where they'd have total control over whether or how much of those things are offered, as opposed to just respecting teachers and respecting 40 years of collaboration and leaving it in the contract as a guarantee that we'll always have those. Our internal surveying right now shows that a large number of Ankeny teachers, all the way from new teachers to veterans, are looking at leaving the district. And we're very concerned about the potential exodus of experience and fresh new ideas that could result from this being taken away from teachers when most other metro schools are offering these kind of benefits.
Could be up to 200 teachers are showing up. What does that kind of unity represent in the school district?
It shows that people are really nervous about this. They feel disrespected that we're still having this conversation. It's a sign of their belief that the board and administration aren't hearing the voice that they need to hear to show us what respect actually looks like.
And I came here today because I loved my teachers, the teachers I had throughout my experience in Ankeny High School. During my first year of undergrad at Drake, I had multiple professors comment to me that my academic skills were honed far beyond that of a first-year college student. That is 100% because of the teachers I had in Ankeny. Teachers like Mr. and Mrs. Cowder that taught me not only to read, write, and analyze, but also how to take care of myself and recognize my limits. Teachers like Mr. Lage and Mr. Breka, whose heated discussions not only made me a better historian, but they taught me how to be an advocate. And teachers like Mrs. Renz and Mr. Daigle, who, despite the curriculum, still found ways to help me develop my leadership skills. I wish I could go on and talk more about the amazing teachers I had at Ankeny, but unfortunately I have to talk about how removing contract language is not how you recognize the talent and dedicated staff you have in your teaching corps. Peer-reviewed research published by the Journal of Public Personnel Management in 2016 shows that highly effective teachers are more likely to stay in a school with a comprehensive collective bargaining agreement. Researchers found a 13% decrease in teacher turnover when school districts expanded the language that they had in their collective bargaining agreements. With Ankeny's strategic plan indicating a goal of 85% of teacher retention, the district cannot afford to strip any items from the collective bargaining agreement. Teachers will not be able to provide the same level of instruction if they're not secure in their jobs. As the district is unilaterally trying to change teachers' working hours without going through the collective bargaining process, this creates an economic burden on teachers who will have to find new or pay for more child care. At a time when there's a critical shortage of educators, not just in Ankeny, but throughout the state, it is incumbent upon the district to be working hand in hand with the association to meet the needs of both the district and its employees. I don't think anyone in this room would object to offering every employee in this district Dr. Pruitt's salary and benefits. Treat your employees equally if that's
At the heart of education are the relationships made with our students to instill confidence and excitement about their journey in learning and growing as a person. Relationships at the heart of every dedicated teacher in this district are connections and partnerships with their trusted colleagues and administrators. It's not a corporation, it's family. So board directors, Dr. Pruitt, and district leadership, it's time to extend the olive branch to the honorable and diligent working association leadership members representing the concerns and the best interests of our teaching staff. This Ankeny staff has devoted their passion, their commitment, and their professionalism to students and their colleagues. They're hopeful that your leadership will once again allow them to feel valued in this education family. It's time to work with your Ankeny teachers and not at your Ankeny teachers. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
I've been really distressed watching this whole process and how this works and how difficult it is that the most vulnerable students that we have, and sometimes the most vulnerable teachers and staff that we have, are not getting the support that I feel like they deserve. One of my passions as an educator is to make sure that we are acknowledging the fact that everybody comes at this from a different place. We all come from a different lens, and we need to be better than what we're doing.
We have 190 teachers and their families here tonight, 190. I'm appalled by the blatant disrespect members of this board have shown to our educators during the contract negotiation process. Our educators have been through the ringer as they face budget cuts, a hostile state legislature, the fear of school shootings, and actual violence from students attacking other students, educators, and faculty. Yet, in spite of all of these challenges, Ankeny has a history of attracting and retaining talented educators and staff because of their competitive pay and good benefits. This seems to no longer be the case, as pay and benefits have been on the chopping block in this recent round of contract negotiations. Unless something changes, teachers will leave Ankeny, and Ankeny schools will struggle to replace them. There's a saying that budgets are moral documents and that budgets reflect values. If you all claim to value educators, faculty, and staff, then these contract negotiations and budgets should reflect that in the form of higher pay and good benefits. It currently does not. If you want to see what is actually happening in our schools, you need to get into the classrooms and get your hands dirty. This goes for everybody. Every one of you sitting on the board, every one of you sitting in the district offices, you need to get out there, work in the lunchrooms, work in the sped rooms, ride in a school bus, get in the trenches and get a real picture, not a photo op, of what is happening in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you.